Alright, so I had another pretty good day of shooting today, and I decided, since I was going to clean this Mosin Nagant anyway, I'd show you guys how to clean a rifle, and this will be a very efficient way, in my opinion, to get the rifle very clean. I shoot corrosive ammo out of this Mosin Nagant, so that's why I clean it after every single time I shoot it, because it's a very accurate rifle, but if you shoot corrosive ammo through it, the accuracy will drop, and when your barrel corrodes, that can lead to a lot of problems, and then it's just kind of a worthless rifle. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to clean it. But out of all the rifles I've ever cleaned, this Mosin Nagant has way more powder just that gets stuck in it. So I figured it would be a pretty good gun to use for this tutorial. And the first thing you're going to want to do with any gun is break it down completely. Because if you want to clean something thoroughly, then you're going to want to break it into its smallest working parts. So I took out the firing pin. If you happen to have a Mosin Nagant and you're wondering how to clean this, I do have a different tutorial on that, but I'm not going to show you guys how to do that in this video. I'm actually just going to set it aside for right now. And then I'm going to slide all this junk off and take the barrel off. Generally, if your gun has a wood body, it's usually only held in by 2 or 3 screws, but just make sure to look up your gun if you don't know how to take it apart. But like I said, wood stock, it's probably only going to have 2 or 3 screws that hold it in. At least that's what it is in my experience. Okay. And there's my stock. I'm going to move all these metal pieces over to the side and pop this piece out. I usually just inspect because sometimes there can be a lot of powder that just gets lodged in the bottom of these, and you just want to make sure you can clean as much of that out as possible. It looks pretty good. So now you just have the barrel and sights and the trigger mechanism. Okay, next you're going to want a gun cleaning kit. Okay, and I have a Mosin Nagant, so that shoots a 7.62 by 54 millimeter. So that is essentially the same as a 30 caliber, random fact. So I'm going to take the 30 caliber scrubby thing and screw everything on here. Except this box below you or wherever, just so it's out of the way. And then you're going to want to take some powder solvent, and I just dip this thing in there and get it saturated because there is a lot of powder inside of this gun. So I use Hope's powder solvent, or Hops, I don't know how you say it. Not like the brand actually matters, it's just whatever brand of powder solvent you can get. And then go ahead and shove it through, and it's going to drip if you saturate it like me. And I hold it sideways so not all the solvent runs down the barrel and drips out. And just run it through maybe 10 times. Okay, so there we go. And I've said this in the past, paper towels are your friend. So I'll take a bunch of them, and then I take this thing that still has, well, it's a lot darker than it was before. It's full of powder solvent. I just give it a good squeeze because it will help these things last a bit longer, and you can put it back in the case and it won't be as bad. But that's just from one squeeze, all of that powder solvent and powder mixture coming out. I'm just going to wrap it up in here and leave it to dry for a bit. Okay, next you're going to want the identical size copper wire scrub. So I'm getting the 30 caliber one. I'm going to do the exact same thing with it, except now that this powder solvent has been in here, it's going to help it break it up easier. So let's go ahead and do that. Just push it in and pull it all the way out. Okay, and then after a little bit, you're going to want to clean this rod off because it is going to be covered in pretty much everything that was in the barrel. Now this copper wire scrub is a mess. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm not going to leave it up to dry anywhere. I'm just going to run a paper towel over it. And as you can see, it's very dirty because a lot of that powder is coming off. And this step is optional, but if you are cleaning corrosive powder out of a gun, I would highly suggest you use this stuff. I think I mentioned it in an older video, but it pretty much lubricates and blasts away any powder in the barrel. So I shove a bunch of paper towels in the end, like so, and take my little straw, and I take my powder blast, and then I just shoot it down the barrel. And as you can tell, I do it liberally, do it at a bunch of different angles. So this thing is going to be pretty saturated. Just going to let it sit there for a second. And it smells great, so don't be sniffing it. But it sprayed down a bunch of that little leftover powder, so I'm going to throw this away now so I don't have to smell it. Anyway, I'm going to run this cloth through, pull it back out, and look, it's really dirty. So I'm going to do that about 2 million more times until it comes out clean. And then I'll run it through one more time because I think we're getting there. Okay, that is completely clean. So this one I ran through twice. Actually, I'll just show you all of them. This one I ran through first. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it that well, but it's pretty dirty. And then I combined both of these and ran them through the second time. And the third time, I ran this one through. And as you can tell, it's pretty much spotless. Okay, I took before and after videos, but I don't know how well it will show up on camera. But anyway, here they are. And the last step is to reassemble your gun. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you out. I can totally vouch for this. I've cleaned all my guns this way and I've never had any problems with it, and there's been no corrosion on this Mosin Nagant. So if you have any other suggestions or opinions you want to throw down in the comments, I will be sure to read those, and I do appreciate any feedback you guys give me, as you guys know. I think that's all I have to say. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.